Adobe Premiere Pro versus Elements isn't just a battle between two editing programs. It's the moment where a lot of people decide how seriously they want to take their video editing journey. If you've ever wondered which one actually fits your needs, you're not alone. But what most people miss is that choosing the wrong one could waste a ton of your time. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to reveal one key feature that Adobe doesn't really advertise, but it can totally change how you edit, especially if you're just getting started. And by the way, if you're leaning toward Premiere Pro, I've got a full beginner tutorial linked in the description that walks you through exactly how to use it with no fluff. Now, let's talk about what sets these two apart. Adobe Premiere Pro is the full-on, professional-grade editing software. This is what filmmakers, YouTubers, commercial editors all use when they need complete control over their footage. Adobe Premiere Elements, on the other hand, is more of a simplified version. It's built for everyday users who just want to throw together some vacation videos, birthday montages, or maybe a quick slideshow without diving too deep into technical stuff. So right off the bat, Adobe Premiere Pro versus Elements really comes down to how much power you want and how much time you're willing to spend learning the software. Premiere Pro gives you total creative freedom. You can fine-tune every frame, layer effects, adjust color, add motion graphics, and basically build a full video from scratch with no limits. But let's be real, it's not the easiest program to jump into. The layout is packed with panels, tools, and terms you probably haven't heard before. If you're not used to editing software, it can be overwhelming at first. That's why I always suggest checking out the tutorial I linked, so you don't waste time clicking around in frustration. On the flip side, Elements is like the editing version of training wheels. It's got a super friendly interface, guided edits, and templates that basically walk you through the process. You want to trim a clip, add music, toss in a transition? Boom, it's all there. No need to learn nested sequences or keyframes or advanced audio mixing. And honestly, if you're just making casual home videos or simple social media content, Elements can totally get the job done. But here's where it gets tricky. Elements has limitations. You won't get full control over every frame, and there are certain effects or tools, like advanced color grading or multicam editing, that just aren't there. It's also not updated as frequently as Premiere Pro, so you might miss out on some newer features or integrations. That's not a huge deal for most people starting out. But if you're the kind of person who likes to grow into things and eventually take your editing further, you might outgrow Elements faster than you think. Now on the surface, you might assume that Premiere Pro is always the better choice. But that depends. If you're short on time, don't want to stress over learning curves, or you're just looking to make clean, simple videos with minimal hassle, Elements will feel way less intimidating. It lets you skip the deep dive and just get your content out there. And that's important, especially if your main goal is speed, not cinematic polish. That said, the one thing Premiere Pro has that most people overlook is flexibility. Once you learn how to navigate the timeline, the tool set, and the effects, it starts to feel like an extension of your own creativity. You stop asking, "Can I do this?" and start asking, "What do I want to create next?" That's the part that's hard to explain, but easy to feel once you've used it for a while. So when it comes to Adobe Premiere Pro versus Elements, think long-term. If you want something simple and quick, Elements will get you going without a headache. But if you're in this for the long haul, or even just want room to grow, Premiere Pro is worth it. Yes, it's harder to learn, but that power is what makes it so widely used in the industry. And like I said earlier, if you're leaning toward Premiere Pro but don't know where to start, check out the tutorial I linked in the description. It's made to get you up and running without all the confusing tech talk. Bottom line, you can't go wrong. Just make sure you're picking the one that actually matches where you're at right now. Because choosing the right software is what makes editing feel exciting, not exhausting.